Doing a hub assembly on a Ford F-150. Got the tire off. It was, what, 21 mil, 13/16. We're gonna get this little center cap off. Looks like it's really rusted. There it goes, little vice grips. And what size is that nut there? I think it's a 12 millimeter. I got my 13 here. These don't go on very tight. I'll check the torque spec on it later on in the video. But we can go ahead and take that off for now. And we got to get the brakes off. This hub assembly is really bad. You shake the wheel back and forth. There we go, got that nut off. I already broke the caliper bolts free. They're a 13 millimeter using a short extender on the top one to get past the brake hose. Oh, let me get a flathead screwdriver. Might need it. These are really rusty, haven't been touched. The truck's sat around a long time, so these brakes might be kind of seized together. Press it back a little bit. Just get them working a little. So the calipers are so rusty. Came this far. Yeah, and those pistons aren't really pushed back easy for me, as expected. Might need a little hammer or another screwdriver to press with. Try to work both angles at the same time, maybe. Yeah. Woo. There she goes. All kinds of rust falling out of here. And this brake, the metal portion of the brake hose is so rusty. Worried about it falling apart. All right, what do we got? An 18 millimeter here? Where's that 18 at? It doesn't matter. I'll take that 18. Either way. No. Favorite stuff. Use the wobbled out one. I don't know where I put the other one. There we go. Two 18 millimeter bolts in the back of the caliper. We'll probably clean this all up for this guy. Before we put it back together. Take our rotor off. That one didn't need to be beaten off or anything. I like that. Now we've got our wheel speed sensor. We gotta get that guy disconnected. It routes all the way up here in these little clips. All the way above the fender well. There's two little white pieces poking through the fender well there. Try to pop it out. That one was in there really good. Usually doesn't take that much effort. Alright, we press down on this clip and disconnect the wiring. There we go. Wheel speed sensor wire is disconnected. We got one more little clip to take out here. Austin, I need some needle nose pliers to grab this out without breaking it. Whatever. There you go, our wire is disconnected. Now we're ready to take our 4 hub assembly bolts out. It should be 18 millimeter as well. Yep. So 4 bolts coming straight through the back. Ooh, I love when they just come right out. Grab that other tire and spin it this way so I can get to the other 2. Put the key in the ignition, yeah. We gotta put the key in the ignition to turn the wheel. The steering wheel's locked. Right now the 4-wheel drive should be engaged because there's no vacuum. On that other 18, I already put it on here. This top one I can't get to with the gun. That's lame. Tie rod end's in the way. So we'll do this last one by hand. We have a little pipe. Not that kind of pipe, Austin. Ooh, it's coming out by hand. Like that's really nice.
Not normal.
Like after breaking it free. No, there's threads are super clean. It's been sitting so long, just the exterior of everything's all rusted.
Turn it back.
Where can I get the best hammer blow? Hammer this side. You can turn them straight. Let's go straight with the wheels. Right now, the hub assembly is engaged with the actuator. So I want to disengage it. We want to apply vacuum to it. So you can start up the vehicle. Grab a bungee cord for that. Is the four-wheel drive on? Says 2? Yeah, it's still engaged. Try going into four-wheel drive. You put it in neutral and then four-wheel drive. Don't press on the brakes. It's fine. Piston's gonna fly out. You're in neutral right now? Alright, try going into four-wheel drive. 4 low, 4 high, whatever. Might have a vacuum problem to fix too. Wow, this hub assembly is just gonna fall right out of there. I like it. Alright, put it in a 2-wheel. You good? This has barely any vacuum. Not enough to engage the actuator. That's the problem. Go ahead and shut it off. Alright, so that's the other problem. Weak vacuum could have a crack in the vacuum line. It's still got vacuum, so it's not like a huge loss, but there's definitely a loss of vacuum, so that's going to be the secondary project the customer needs fixed. Weak vacuum, definitely weak. Now these hub assemblies are not going to come out this easy for you every time. I don't know why. This one just wanted to fall right out. I love it. I love it. And this one is bad, bad. We're gonna make sure that this hole is cleaned up here. This one looks pretty good. A little bit of rust here, but not bad at all. Usually I take the wire wheel to the hub surface here. Looks good, nice and clean. Now we just gotta go grab the part. There we go. Oh, we need sputters for this thick side. Yeah, alright, she's all cleaned up. Put a little extra grease around that actuator, the splines and all that jazz. We're gonna have our wheel speed sensor facing the same way where it was right there. There's a little slot for it. Let's try to get her all lined up. Put this wheel speed sensor in its spot. There's a little rubber bushing. Won't go in there because it's all rusty. You know, your typical car stuff. Get in there, sucker. Yeah, it won't go in there. That's fine though. Mess with it in a minute. Alright, we got our 4 bolts. We're gonna want to get those in super tight. I'll give the torque specs on this nut on the end at the end of the video if you're looking for that. And these bolts are going in so smooth, didn't have to wire brush them or anything. Love it. Good time to clean up your brakes if they look as rusty as this. Turn the wheel one way to really get in there. Tighten these down real nice and tight. Turn your wheel one way, get 2 of them. Turn it the other way, get the other 2. You can turn it back and retorque the other side if you want to make sure they're all in there tight. Hit 2, hit 2, hit the other 2. When we put this together, we should apply a vacuum to the hose right here, just to make sure that actuator's sucked in. It's just when you install the hubs, you want to make sure it's sucked in. If you're doing new actuators, make sure it's sucked in when you tighten everything together. So we're going to apply a vacuum to this hose. I got a little vacuum pump, or you can just start your car if your vacuum's actually working. That's nice. Tighten down these 4 bolts. Tighten down this center nut to spec. Get your wheel speed sensor routed back where it goes up here and connected. Put your rotor on. Clean up your brakes. Put your brakes back together. Throw your tire back on. That should about do it, right? Not too bad of a hub assembly to do. We got the torque wrench out. The center nut gets 20 foot-pounds. There's a footnote. Use a new nut every time. So I got my partner up in there hitting the brakes so that the wheel doesn't turn, and we're gonna tighten it to 20 foot-pounds. Right there. A little more. There we go. 20 foot-pounds. Right there. And then we got, don't forget to put your cap back on. Ooh. Pop in there and give it a little smack. And then we're just gonna pop the wheel cover back on, bring it down, it's good to go.